A private plane crashes near Moosehead Lake, killing 3 people. Hello, I'm Clay Gordon in for Lee Goldberg.
And I'm Lindsay Mills. The small plane sent out a distress call around 10:45 this morning. Greenville police say they knew the plane was trying to land at the municipal airport, but soon after, authorities found the site of the crash.
Now, we don't yet know the names of the people who died. The Federal Aviation Administration and the National Transportation Safety Board, the same group that investigated the El Faro sinking, will be looking into the plane crash. The plane left Pembroke Airport in Ontario and was heading to Charlottetown Airport on Prince Edward Island.
And we do know a little bit about the plane. It's a kind of Piper Aerostar, a twin piston plane. It was registered in Ontario, Canada. This picture is not the exact plane that crashed, but it is one made by the same company. And we are learning more about this incident as the authorities conduct an investigation. We will have more on this developing story throughout the next hour and a half of your local news. And as always, you can get up-to-the-second updates at our website and mobile app. Clay, Ryan?
All right, meteorologist Ryan Bredden joins us now, and for Keith Carson, how's it looking out there? I felt like we had a little bit more relief today.
Yeah, not so bad. The humidity is still low, but that's coming back. So if you don't like the humidity, stick with it, that's for sure, because tonight is the last comfortable night for sleeping, I think, this week. We do have some clouds that are in place right now, though. No rain falling from these, but there is a lot of rain down to our south. Fortunately, we're not expecting this to move in our direction tonight or tomorrow, but by Wednesday, we will have this cloud cover and some of this shower and storm activity moving in. Right now, it's a warm afternoon and early evening, 82 in Millinocket, 82 in Bangor, a light sea breeze along the coastline, so that's keeping temperatures in the 70s. Tonight, we'll drop into the upper 50s and lower 60s. Tomorrow is a pretty similar day, a mix of clouds and sunshine, at times more clouds than sun, at other times more sun than clouds. Highs will make it to about 80 at most coastal towns, into the 80s farther inland. In a couple of minutes, we'll talk more about the increasing humidity and time out when those showers and storms will move in as well. We'll see you in a few minutes, Clay and Lindsay.
All right, Ryan, thank you. A family suing Ride the Ducks Branson after 17 people died when the car-boat hybrid sank during a Missouri thunderstorm. The family wanting $100 million in damages for wrongful death. But the lawyer representing 2 victims calling the duck boats death traps. Ride the Duck says no conclusions have been made and they are still waiting on the NTSB investigation.
A polar bear was shot and killed this weekend after it attacked a cruise ship employee. People are outraged by this photo of the bear because polar bears are dying off as the ice caps melt. The Norwegian cruise company says tourists and 4 polar bear guards required by Norwegian law landed on an archipelago to see the wildlife. A police spokesman said tourists first tried to ward off the bear by shouting and even firing a signal pistol, but the bear continued to approach them. The bear injured 1 guard and the other guard shot the bear in self-defense.
And we're hearing from you. Laura says those tourists should never have been that close and that no one would have gotten hurt, especially the polar bears. But Chris says tourism actually helps the conservation effort because those foreign dollars trickle down to those trying to save the animals. Lorena's also raising an interesting point. She says polar bears are the only species of animal that will intentionally hunt humans for survival. She says she has no problem with what the guards did.
So is that claim true? We decided to verify. We called the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Office in Anchorage, Alaska. A scientist there recently worked with an international team to track polar bear attacks. And across 150 years, 20 people were killed by wild polar bears in Canada, Greenland, Norway, Russia, and the U.S. The authors of the paper say bears acted as predators in most attacks. The study found that as polar bears lose their main sources of food, they are becoming more curious of humans, and people need to be more wary.
But polar bears are not the only animals to intentionally attack humans. Going through history, there are times when lions have attacked people or crocodiles, killing dozens. Scientists aren't always sure why these predators decide to attack, but most say it's best to leave animals in the wild and keep your distance. Now, if you want us to verify anything or get to the bottom of an internet rumor, you can always reach out to us on Facebook or send us an email to asknow@newscentermaine.com. Lindsay?
All right, Clay. Well, there's been a renewed effort in recent years to hire veterans. And in Maine, one is taking it upon himself to pursue his passion by opening his own brewery. Just ask Brad Nadeau. He hopes to be open by the time construction wraps up.
Some bullet casings on top of the bar.
It's been 15 years since Brad Nadeau returned from serving in Iraq and started the job search.
They said, well, what are your skills? I was like, well, I shot a lot of guns and I blew things up.
He knew he wanted to have his own business.
Having a window where we can serve out, so a sliding window where we can serve out to the deck.
Specifically, a brewery. Only problem? He knew nothing about brewing beer. He says with a little help from YouTube University, he got started, and he's come a long way since brewing batches in the garage. Now he and his wife Nancy are getting ready to open Stars and Stripes Brewing in Freeport.
It's going to be a hub for veterans to, just come in, meet a new friend, share their stories, basically have a better day.
Word got out when they launched a Kickstarter campaign over the winter. It was a success thanks to every name on this giant dog tag, which they plan to use as decoration in the tap room. And help keeps pouring in.
People stop by daily. I mean, we'll have 5 or 6 people stop by in one day.
They want to support him. People even joke, even if your beer is not good, I'm going to be there every day.
Nadeau is one of nearly 16,000 veterans to own his own firm in Maine. Veteran-owned businesses employ more than 5 million people nationwide. Nadeau hopes to hire veterans like him.
That's our backbone.
It's their mission to eventually support military veterans in a greater capacity by donating a percentage of proceeds to local organizations.
We want to give back in any way we can.
And so they hope to be open for business by October.
Serving in a different capacity, I would say.
Exactly.
I really like that. Well, speaking of someone that's not serving anymore, the Old Port Landmark, this one is shutting down. $3 Dewey's on Commercial Street is closing. A sign on the door says the owners want to retire. We'll have much more on this story coming up on News Center Maine at 5:30.
All right, this next story is a story out of a rom-com.
I said, so we're having a baby right now. I need you to come out. I need some help.
Well, the mom of 7 who practically gave birth on the sidewalk. And oh yeah, she happens to be Lee Goldberg's wife. And that is why I'm sitting here right now. We'll have that next. All right. So I'm new to this. So
yeah. Everybody meet Clay. Clay, meet everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Let me guess. We have Marcus from Brazil.
What?
We have Kim Townsend. We have Fred.
Is Brazil Maine?
No. Marcus watches every day from Brazil.
Wow.
Yes, we have some very loyal Facebook viewers.
Well, that's awesome, guys.
I'm just actually saying these names without even looking because
yeah, yours is here. You can share with me.
All right, so let's get this fired up.
I don't know where I'm really looking yet.
Sure. So we got to just reload here. Let's check YouTube. Hey, everybody. All right. So, yes, Lee finally he and his wife have their baby, they're home, everyone's happy and healthy. We're going to hear an update in just a minute. So Clay's kind of holding down the fort. He's going to be here for the next few days. You might, if you watch the weekend mornings, you'll know Clay already. Mm-hmm. So let's see what everyone's...
I read a little quick, that's why. All right. And we got tons to talk about with Lee Goldberg.
So here's a look at everybody. Joe's watching. Hey, Becky. She's watching from North Carolina. Deborah says,
no, Deborah's weighing in.
Stay away from his territory.
I wouldn't want to go near a polar bear. Would you want to go near a polar bear?
No. I don't know what I would do. I hope I never go. I hope I'm never in that situation.
That's a good point.
You can have this back. I'm going to get this
Carlene is saying
up.
Stay away from wild animals with a smiley face. Rachel Harvey. Hi, Clay. Hey, Rachel. How are you? Marcus is asking, what is my name? My name is Clay.
Oh, yeah. Isaiah and his standing desk.
Hi, April. Hey, Marianne. Hey, Lynn.
We may have to share scripts if you don't mind still.
Yeah, sure.
My scripts are acting up. Remember this happened last week? Yeah, we gotta share. Sorry.
All right, welcome back. Well, you may have noticed a familiar face isn't sitting right next to you today. Maybe for you, a familiar face,
Yeah,
but not for everyone there.
Exactly.
Lee Goldberg is home with his family because he had another baby.
Another. I know. It just won't stop, it seems. Well, the moment practically went viral over the weekend after his wife Karen, get this, ended up delivering their baby boy on the sidewalk outside the hospital, outside Maine Medical Center. Everyone is finally home, and of course, we had to check in to see how they're doing.
Oh, look who it is! At only 2 days old, Finn Goldberg is already turning heads.
Oh my goodness.
Not only for those adorable cheeks and tiny fingers,
Welcome home, buddy.
but for the way he made his debut.
We went from this probably isn't it, I'll keep an eye on it, to within like 10 minutes it was like, no, this is it. So it escalated pretty quickly.
What started as false alarm contractions quickly turned into Lee and Karen Goldberg getting into their car and taking off for the delivery room.
I was pulled up on the sidewalk, I ran inside and I saw a security guy there, and I said, sir, we're having a baby right now. I need you to come out. I need some help. Karen put one leg out of the car and one leg was still in the car. She's like, okay, his head is coming out right now.
It was clear Finn was ready to go, and luckily, so was Kelly Schuett.
We helped Karen get in a better position than when she was in. She put her hands underneath Finn's head and then helped with the rest of the Finn delivery.
But the story doesn't stop there. On top of Finn's dramatic entry, there was something else.
Not only was he born on my father's birthday, who passed away about a year and a half ago, but he was literally born at exactly 7/28 on 7/28.
The 10-pound, 3-ounce bundle of joy shares a birthday with his grandfather. And even though Finn will never be able to meet him, Lee and Karen feel like he has been with them since the beginning.
Not having him here is hard, and when we found out we were pregnant, we couldn't believe it.
To have him born on his birthday, well, it's like the icing on the cake. It's like, I feel like he sent him to us.
And that was Samantha York reporting. Lee is already sharing a bunch of photos of Finn on his social media accounts. So,
he is?
Yeah, surprise, surprise. You can follow him on Twitter to keep up with the entire Goldberg clan. And we weren't around for this just yet, but I heard it was a huge hit on Facebook Live Thanksgiving morning, just watching them get that meal together. So this year, another kid in the mix?
Yeah, pull up another chair.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is one thing that you do, is always a tradition, is you make people lasagnas. This time you had to make 2 lasagnas.
2 lasagnas to feed the whole family.
To feed the army over at the Goldberg house.
And I know Lee's not here to defend himself, but he had special requests.
He did.
Of course he did.
Oh, manly. Well, congratulations to you and your family.
Yes.
That's so awesome. Well, something as simple as a flu shot can leave you paralyzed.
And people's lives are drastically changed, sometimes forever.
When vaccinations go wrong in the court system that protects the victims, a Now investigation next.
And there's more lightning bolts on the 7-day. Ryan's tracking storms coming up in his full forecast. Okay, guys, I'm back. I can see what everyone's saying now.
Oh, yes, we're back.
Oh, Scott, I'm very sad for you guys, but thank you for sharing your story. And he says, Lee, my wife and I are jealous we couldn't have children.
Oh.
Congratulations. Rachel says, wow, 10 pounds. Hey there.
Hey.
Hey,
Guys,
Christina.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you, Rachel. Hi. Oh, Emma, hi. Yeah, here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hey, Luke. Hey, Stan. Hey, Libby. Hey, Kenneth.
Guys, today's lesson is that miracles happen if you believe. And even if your tank graphic gets delivered at 5:08, you can still get it in your bag.
It got in?
Yep.
All right, so everybody, it's a bittersweet day around here.
It is.
It's mostly bitter.
Mostly bitter.
For us. It's
Yeah.
it's
No, it
bittersweet
is bitter.
for K-Rex.
Today it's bitter. Today it's bitter.
Yeah.
Eventually it'll be sweet.
So, Christina, this is a story that you've been working on now for like, what, a month? Maybe 2 months?
Yeah, like on and off.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bill, I need to move this thing over. How's that? Yeah, it was kind of like a weird workflow because I was trying to do it around other stories. So like one day was research, another half a day was research, half a day was shooting it, and then today finally it was like, okay, let's sit down and get this story done.
Right.
But it's really interesting, and it's about a government payout program that most people don't know exists.
We've never heard about it. Okay.
Okay. Sorry, Rachel was talking to us, hence the silence.
Yes.
But
sorry that I was being a nutcase, but we have this like central graphic system, as you know, but our viewers don't. And mine was running a little late, so I was a little worried that I was going to have a 30-second hole in my story. But
and these are cool graphics. They're the ones
really
that
cool.
they're like graphic designers. They do
the
really
wait.
cool stuff. Yeah, it's definitely worth it. But it's hectic.
Yes.
Very hectic.
Where are you?
I know. Well, you were ready to just like move on without it.
Yeah.
And now
made like a, second-rate version.
Okay. Intestinal disease, complete paralysis of your arm, even death. When a medical professional incorrectly administers a vaccine, it can have dire consequences.
But when doctors or nurses mess up, the federal government pays the victims. As Christina Rex shows us, the little-known payout program has dished out hundreds of thousands of dollars to people right here in our state.
Yeah, guys, around 6,000 people nationwide have received about $4 billion.
All because of sicknesses or injuries the government recognizes came from vaccines. The National Vaccine Injury Compensation Program has been in effect for decades, but it's coming under stress in recent years because of an overload of new conditions and diagnoses. We found around 30 people in Maine going through the court system, including a man from Lincoln who nearly lost his life.
My worst fear was something, terminal that was going to kill me, which it could have.
It was 2012, and then 39-year-old Eric Dubé knew something was wrong.
The numbness in my feet, it came right up my body, my fingers, my hands, and at the end of it, I couldn't even eat food. I was biting the sides of my cheek.
The former college athlete had lost control of most of his body.
And my coordination was just atrocious.
He had stains on his shirt, on the front of his shirt, and I was like, what is going on? Why are you missing your mouth?
There was one night she wanted me to throw her a popsicle.
And my nephew's 5, and he could have got it to me.
I went to throw it, and I hit the ceiling.
When Eric fell in the middle of the night, the young couple knew it was time to see the doctor.
And I just couldn't walk. So at that point, my wife was like, no, we're going right now. Of course, I was being a typical man and putting it off and denying it.
The diagnosis, Guillain-Barré syndrome.
And the doctor touched him 40 times with a feather, and he felt 6.
A rare disorder in which your body's immune system attacks your nerves, causing partial or complete paralysis. Eric suffered for 3 months without seeing the doctor. While the diagnosis itself was a shock, the source of Eric's pain was even more surprising. Doctors believe the illness came from a flu shot he got months earlier.
I was kind of alarmed then, and then I was, a little angry, just because, it changed my life. And, I didn't know that could happen.
Through online research, Eric discovered the National Vaccine Injury Compensation Program. Launched in the 1980s, the government wanted to protect Big Pharma from vaccine lawsuits.
So lots of times people aren't even aware that there is such a court that compensates victims of vaccinations.
It's called the Vaccine Court. If a patient gets a shot that causes an illness or injury, that patient can contact a vaccine lawyer. Then it's like any other civil case. The patient loses, settles, or wins court-ordered compensation. Who pays for that compensation? Taxpayers. Every time you get a vaccine, there's a 75-cent tax that goes into a federal fund for these payouts. The doctor, nurse, or pharmaceutical company doesn't even know they messed something up, unless the patient decides to tell them. There are a number of conditions that are pre-approved by the federal government, including Eric's ailment, Guillain-Barré syndrome.
If you, for instance, get a vaccination for the flu,
and within 72 hours or so you start developing symptoms of Guillain-Barré, then you automatically qualify for compensation.
Vern Parody is the only listed vaccine attorney in Maine. He handled Eric's case, which settled, but Eric won't say for how much. Court records from other Maine cases show payouts ranging from $50,000 up to $150,000 plus.
Come here. Come on.
It's been 6 years since Eric walked out of the hospital. He says he's 95% healed. He'll never get a flu shot again, but says his experience hasn't changed his outlook on vaccines overall.
They're very important. I'm not going to sit here and say nobody should get a shot for anything, but I think there should be a little more information about what can happen.
He says the warnings should be front and center instead of hiding in the fine print.
You know, you say till death do you part, and you're thinking, oh, the worst will be later on.
Well, before I was worried about a lot of other things, you know, and now I just try to make every day the best that I can, you know, because I've been in a hospital bed for 7 days, and it's not a good feeling. I wouldn't wish that on anyone, you know.
So that lawyer who we spoke with says the federal program is starting to get bogged down in recent years due to both a spike in shoulder injuries and a spike in diagnoses of that same disease Eric had. He says a new group of attorneys have actually been hired to help move cases faster through the program to reduce wait times. But right now it looks like about 2 to 3 years from the time you file your complaint until the time you actually get compensated if you do get approved.
Now, Christina, you've been working on this for a couple months on and off. You've been talking with friends, family, coworkers about this. Did you find a lot of people were surprised to hear about something like this?
I actually didn't talk to a single person who knew about the program when I introduced them to it. Everyone seemed to be surprised it existed, and actually through some of their conversations, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services actually said they're trying to work to make it more publicly available, accessible to people.
Okay, I'm sure a lot of people will be well informed after this story aired. Thanks, Christina.
Thanks, Christina.
All right, let's check in with Ryan Brenton, because do we really have some more storms on tap?
Well, the humidity is coming back, so I hope that you enjoyed the brief break from that. If you don't like it, you can see all the rain that's now to our south right now. Fortunately, we don't have to deal with too much of this until the middle of the week, but we will continue to be in and out of the clouds both tonight and tomorrow. Those kind of made a milky appearance to the sky this afternoon in many areas. It's warm though, 82 in Bangor, 77 in Wiscasset, and the humidity is already starting to tick up. Dew point now 65 in Lewiston. That's sticky to uncomfortable. Elsewhere, especially in northern Maine, dew points are still in the 50s. But here's the trend the next 5 days. Tomorrow is definitely sticky, uncomfortable to oppressive on Wednesday, and then the humidity stays high straight into the weekend. So give the AC another break tonight, because you're really going to need it mid to late week. Tomorrow is a similar day to today. High pressure on top of us. We'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine. Then this warm front moves in on Wednesday. With it, a lot of clouds, likely some fog near the coastline, and there may be a couple of showers and thunderstorms that come through. Then we're right back to the old pattern we were in. Big Bermuda high offshore, a tropical flow of air coming straight into Maine, and that lasts through the weekend. So we'll have high humidity, a lot of clouds, some hazy sunshine, and daily chances for showers and storms, but none of the days look like washouts. Much like last week, there will be some dry time. So we'll go hour by hour tonight, no problems. Temperatures will drop into the 50s in inland towns, about 60 along the coastline. And tomorrow morning, there will be some clouds around. I think during the afternoon, we'll tend to see a bit more sun. There could be an isolated shower in the mountains, but the rest of us stay dry. Tomorrow's a little warmer than today, especially inland. 84 in Lewiston, 85 in Paris, about 80 for Portland, and 80 in Brunswick. Eastern Maine, mid-80s tomorrow, 86 in Lincoln, 85 in Holton, about 80 in Bar Harbor. Tomorrow night, we'll have some fog developing along the coastline. That's as the humidity comes in. Then on Wednesday, we're left with a lot of clouds, probably not a lot of rain, but it will be a mostly cloudy day with occasional showers, maybe a thunderstorm passing through on Wednesday. Then we get into the warmth on Thursday. Any breaks of sun will boost temperatures way into the 80s with high humidity, and there could be a pop-up shower or thunderstorm on Thursday as well. So here's what you need to know. The humidity is coming up. We're right back to the pattern we were in for the last week. Humid just about every day with scattered showers and storms. There's your inland forecast. You can see there are some really warm days in there, especially Thursday and into the weekend. We stay humid with the chance for a couple of showers and thunderstorms around on Saturday. None of these days look like washouts, but much like last week, it's just really hard to time out when these showers or storms will pop up. So just about every afternoon the next several days we'll have to deal with them.
And a big day we're looking at is Saturday because that's Beach to Beacon. Lindsay's running.
Me too.
Ryan,
are you running?
I will be watching.
Ah, come on.
I will be.
I hear there's a bib somewhere.
Yeah, that was for the ribs I ate earlier. Yeah. Well, good luck to you guys.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Looks okay right now. Humid.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Brian, thank you. Appreciate it. Well, celebrities are usually in a position to help a lot of people, and when they help out their hometowns, their friends and neighbors are forever grateful. LeBron James will open up the I Promise Public School in Akron, Ohio this fall. Well, this year, 3rd and 4th graders will start, but eventually it will be for 1st through 8th grade. The idea is that the staff and students will feel more like a family rather than a school. It's called I Promise for LeBron's commitment to the community, but also for the students' commitment to perform.
All right, a lot more news coming up on News Center Maine at 5:30. Pat Callahan has a preview. Hi, Pat.
Hi, Lindsay and Clay. Police are looking for 2 missing boys who may be pedaling their bicycles through southern Maine. And as we'll tell you, there are reasons to be concerned about them. Also ahead, it appeared to be a simple car crash, but the driver had a knife in his chest and died. We'll fill you in on what authorities say happened there. All that and more coming up on News Center at 5:30.
All right, Pat,
Lindsay?
thanks so much. News Center Now continues when we come back. All right, K-Rex. Oh, guys, this is sad. All right, I have a question for our Facebook and YouTube viewers right now. Please share with us your favorite Christina Rex story.
Anything.
Anything, because we're about to say goodbye to her. That's her last
No
day
restrictions.
today. You ready to join us?
This is it. As we go on, we remember. Either that or 525,600 minutes.
Except it'd be that times 3. Can you do that math quickly?
Nope. I'm a journalist.
500,000.
Moments of
minutes.
tears.
What's that? You would wait all day to get me that water.
Wait, can you just look at the title of this tag board? It's called Bye K-Rex.
Bye.
Bye.
Real quick, Kimberly asked a question. She says, have they reported the names of the crash victims? Not at this time. Marianne says, love Christina, my granddaughter. So happy she's coming
that's
home.
my Grammy. Hi, Gram.
Oh.
I'm coming home.
Oh my God,
I'm
stop with the
coming
sentimental
home.
William, yes, there is a link. We'll get you that as soon as possible. Hey, Liam. In our comments, can you throw in the link to the web story about the plane crash?
Talk to people.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you.
Clay, you're new at this
I know.
live during commercial break.
Yeah, this.
Matt, can you ask them to check if my mic is still on? Because I fiddled with it. Forget
Liam
about
is on it. He's going to get us the link in the comments to the plane crash story. A lot of you guys are asking about that.
I don't know if I actually did. You hearing it right now? 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I here?
Linda, thank you. That's very nice.
Oh, William is watching from Greenville.
She thinks it's off. You do hear? Okay.
We're good?
Yeah, can you check?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here I am. Checking.
Okay.
Of course, Lee has to be included.
Okay, also, like, the, oh, God. If only Keith were here for this. The, what do you call it? Like, saturation on this makes this look so orange.
Oh.
I know.
This dog.
Instagram filter.
I think your post for that, or your caption for that was perfect. It was like, this is the happiest moment of my life.
My entire life. Yeah. Oh, these are all my main memes.
I know.
Taking, like, all my selfies, Rachel. Main memes.
Main memes. It is a very sad day for us with News Center Now because we're losing one of our key team players, Christina Rex, onto bigger and better opportunities. We are so happy for you.
Thanks, guys.
That's the real reason Lee's not here. He couldn't stand to say goodbye.
You know?
He was too emotional.
He actually
born this weekend. Here's your gift.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I'm so thankful that he did.
We're taking a look now at some of your main memories,
I know,
your
my
main
main
photos, and
I know.
what's kind of going through your mind in these
I don't know,
final
it's so
hours here.
bittersweet. I told people when I woke up this morning, it felt like the day I graduated from college, because I woke up and I was just so sad because I won't be around all my main friends every day anymore, because all my friends are the people in this room. But for those who don't know, I'm going home. Yeah, I'm from the Boston area, so I'm going home for a job at a station in Boston. But I'll miss you guys dearly, and I'm so, so grateful, especially for everybody who watched our show every day.
We will miss you more. We will miss you more, for sure.
All right, Christina, we'll miss you. Best of luck. News Center Maine at 5:30 starts right now.
Ended on me and Breton.
Love it. And that's all she wrote. Oh, guys. This is the worst.
Wait, the show's over? I felt like it just started.
We got to get running because Shannon's holding down the fort.
You want me to get anything out of here?
We got to get out of her way. But we'll see you tomorrow. We won't see Christina.
Oh, yeah. Bye, guys. Stay in touch on social media, please.
Yes.
Thanks for allowing me onto your computer.
Bye, guys.